There's so many reasons why I believe in the Bible. And one of them is the fact that I'm a gardener, so I'm working with nature, with plants all the time. Let me give you an example. There is a quote in the Bible that said that God made herbs or vegetation, plants, for the service of man. And I find that extraordinary. The first thing is that you might read it and think, well, it's a bit of a throwaway line. Apart from the fact that there are no throwaway lines when it comes to God speaking. Plants are providing so many things for us without us really realising. Take, for example, the car tyres. They're made from rubber. What is rubber? It's the processed sap of a tree. Our medicines as well, things like aspirin or digitalis, so many plants are provided for us. You know, when you eat carrots, then within carrots there is vitamin A, and vitamin A does help our eyesight. People say that you should eat your greens because it will make you more healthy. And again, what is coming from the earth and is being manufactured by plants is actually beneficial for us. And to me, that just speaks of the whole system being interdependent, interrelated, and designed. And whenever I eat something, whether it be chocolate or whatever it is, whether I get dressed and put my cotton clothes on, which are plant-based material, or eat my bread, which is plant-based material, I think of this verse where God made this whole system to be interrelated and made plants for the service of man. Now, another thing that you can do in the world of plants, in the world of nature, is to look at the plants around you. And all the TV programs that speak of evolution, I love it actually when the presenters occasionally mention the word design. And lo and behold, you can't have design without a designer. And this one plant I'd just like to tell you about is known as the Venus flytrap. It comes from temperate zones of the world, from North America. And it's remarkable in that at the end of the leaves there are traps. Now, it lives in boggy ground, and the nutrients that it needs it can't get from the soil. So it has an active trap to trap flying insects. But when you start to analyse the trap, it is extraordinary. It's part of the leaf, and yet it can move. And the two sides of the trap actually produce nectar to attract insects. It also develops, in the presence of sunlight, a reddish coloration. Again, insects, flies, attracted to rotting meat. And when they land on it, there are, on each of the two sides of the trap, 3 generally little hairs. Sometimes there's 2, sometimes 1, but normally there's 3. Now what the insect has to do is to touch 2 of those hairs within 20 seconds. So if it does that, then the trap springs shut. Now, to make sure that the insect is of a decent size, you will see on the edge of the traps almost like long eyelashes. They're interlocking eyelashes, which increases the surface area, and so that they can trap large insects. Obviously, there's no point in them trapping little ants as they walk through. It's almost like having a snack or a couple of crisps. What they want is a decent meal. Now, once it's closed, there's a second movement. The trap will then just pressurize itself and literally cover the shape of the insect itself. So it seals it in, it becomes sealed in, and then the process of digestion starts. So what you have in the Venus flytrap is something that has almost like a nervous system, but nobody really understands how it worked. Even Darwin said that he thought that this was one of the most wonderful plants on earth. And most of all, I think it's really exciting and confirms perhaps that God, the creator, has got almost a sense of humour. He's almost saying, just look at what I can do. I can do the things that you would expect me to do, but do things out of the ordinary too. And so he's presented us with this example, and there are many others too, of a carnivorous vegetable. And that's in itself is one of the reasons why I have no doubt that God created the heaven and the earth, and that anything that he says is definitely worth listening to.